Good evening, hello, welcome. As ever, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models, and this is an evening with. It's an evening with everyone this week. It's the last one of the month, the last Thursday in the month. So as ever, I throw the doors open to everybody. You're all welcome to come and join me. Just not all at once, because I can only have like six of us here on screen at one time. But you can all come in and join and gather in the back area, and I can bring you in one at a time if there are lots of you. I doubt that there will be. It's normally a fairly quiet, intimate affair between just three or four of us normally. So if you want to join in, the link will be posted publicly everywhere. I haven't set it to come up in the chat, but I'll make that happen at about 5 past, the same as it goes live everywhere else. None of the gang have joined me this evening so far, but you never know, who might turn up later on throughout the course of the evening. As ever, it will be 90 minutes or so, depending on how things go. And that's about that, really. In this evening, obviously, first was Pascal, because he's always there first. He doesn't seem to be there first on the Sundays, but Thursdays, he's always there first. Quano Man is always either first or second in there as well. So, yep, those two have been chatting amongst themselves to begin with. Quano Man's been eating lots of pies, I think. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. Then we have Candygram from Mongo. Hasn't got any pies. Has only got salad. No meat in the salad either. It's just salad. That's just boring and sad. So I feel bad for you now because, yeah. Cynical Steve is here saying evening gang. Gemma is here. How's everyone? And everyone's good here apparently. And yeah. Ross is about. Hi. How are we all? We're all right. Yep. Andrew Preston's here saying hi everybody. Everyone's saying hello. Sprue and Glue says good evening. Especially a greeting to my wife who doesn't like spiders with a picture of a spider. So thank you very much for that, Sprue and Glue. I won't get in trouble for that at all. Swigging Pig says hello. Mark 3B said good evening all. Nice to see you here nice and early this week, Mark. Jane Goodwin's here. Good evening all. Good evening. Jamie and Shane are here as well. Not to say I wasn't paying attention, but the orange dude in telly just made me jump with his head and hello. Hello. Yes, I shall push some buttons. I haven't pushed any buttons for a little while, so I'll push a couple of buttons and make some stuff appear on the screen before we get started and before, it all goes live to everybody. Don't forget, you can join the Facebook group, of which it's there. You can see the name. It's on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and type in Gross Group, you'll be able to find it, no doubt. But if you use that link, you can get into it even quicker. Basically, it's just a place for you to hang out and share pictures of your stuff. If you do put pictures up there, then on a Thursday, I go in there and show all the pictures that have been put up during the last week. So keep them clean, obviously. But if it's like model making, work in progress, or things like that, or, other amusing things, always welcome. It just gives me something to talk about on a Thursday. So that's there. There is my website. Let's push the button for that. At grossmodels.uk. Basically, I occasionally put things up there, and it's got links on that website to all the social media and stuff. So it's always a good source of finding me. If you can't remember it, then it's just there. It's easy. But you can use that. That links through to YouTube and Discord and Facebook and Twitter and everything I can think of that I can join. I've joined. You can find me all there. You can indeed email me directly, chris@grossmodels.uk. If you want to, suggest anything that I can do on a Thursday night, like shut up and go away, or anything productive at all, or anything, you can always get me there. I might not reply directly through that, but I probably will because and there's also the Gross merch. The merchandise site is up and running. There are several items available for purchase through that. Things like this Warhamster t-shirt. You can't see it because I've got a banner in the way. Let me get rid of that. There you go. The Warhamster t-shirt, as well as Gross Models t-shirts and bags and hoodies and stuff. If you want something that's not there, like if you want a Warhamster wallet, I've got wallets up there for Gross Models, but if you want a Warhamster one, there's a contact me button there, which isn't actually me, it's contacting the guys that make them, and I'm sure they'll be able to sort it out for you. So give them a shout if there's something you're after that isn't quite there. But other than that, there's stuff that's there, have a look. And everything you buy on there, I get a little bit of kickback from that. So it's always nice to, keep the lights on and stuff like that. The other way of helping out the channel massively is to become a patron. I have several patrons. I shall push the button that prints off the list of all my patrons, many of which are watching now live and some of which aren't. But if you want to come along and help me out, that would be amazing. One of my patrons has a message for you, in fact. He says,
I'm one of Chris's lovely patrons.
See, most of my patrons are lovely, but some are even more lovely than others. And John does have another message for you.
Be a patron now.
You could do it now, you could do it later, or you could not do it at all. But the link is there if you want to go along and have a look. There are various different tiers of interest and availability. So from as little as $1 a month, you can become a patron and gain access to lots of posts and messages and stuff. For a bit more, you get back catalogue of some of my video builds and series and things like that. And if a $5 patron, you become automatically invited to not only the evening with everyone, but the evening with a gang. You get the secret special invite to the weekly shows. So that's always there if you want to have a look at that. Let's see, the little messages that I've put in. Stewpot's here, another one of my lovely patrons. There you go. See, hi Chris and all, he says. Chronoman's trying to get me in trouble, but it's not going to work. It probably will work. And Edward's here saying, evening all. Good evening. I didn't put the link up for the website, did I? I press all the buttons and make things happen, but stuff like that. Now, the link to join should indeed be live now across Facebook and stuff. I shall put it down in there as well. There we go. That should be coming along in the chat. So if you click on that link in chat, you can come and join me. If nobody comes and joins me, then that's fine. But if you do want to come, apparently I'm lying. What am I lying about? What did I say? I forget. But yeah, there we go. Eric says, hello, new segment this week. What is Chris in trouble for this time? And indeed, apparently I'm in trouble already. It's only like 7 minutes through the show, and I'm in trouble for stuff. I haven't even put up the first picture from the group, which is going to get me in trouble, but it's not my fault. But I don't know why. Oh, is it because of that? Because I don't do telepathic. Yeah, so there we go. I have a joiner. I'm not on my own tonight. Hang about. Let me just click some buttons and get rid of that. Lance is about saying Chris never lies, Joe. Outrageous. Indeed, it is Slarder or Liable's writing and Slarder's just talking about stuff. Thank you very much, Lance. I knew you'd stick up for me. We have joining us. There we go. The gopher himself. It's Ross. Hi. How you been this week?
Oh, not too bad. Busy with work and then still working on the Heldrake. So having fun with that.
It's always fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, just this thing.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of that. That's looking quite impressive.
Yeah, goodness. I think I made a bit of a rod for my own back for the amount of work I'm putting into it, though.
It's easy to keep going too much, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially now I've started doing all the lightning type streaks into the metallic.
Oh, right, yep.
So another detail that I shouldn't have really started.
But it'll be nice when you're finished, and it's not going to take you nearly as long as certain projects like the Beyblade seem to be taking me.
Well, no, I mean...
So, yeah, it'll be done soon, and it'll be lovely. That's the important thing.
We can all live in hope.
Gemma's saying that Lance always sticks up for me, but it's because it was nice. There you go. Steve says, oh, a dragon. I approve. It's nice to approve of dragons. It is it's like a mechanical sort of dragon, isn't it? It's sort of...
Yeah, it's the Chaos one. The Warhammer Chaos Space Marine Dragon. Heldrake. So it's cool.
Very nice. I do like that one. But I've got enough to do. I'm not going to buy any more Warhammer kits for a while because I've got piles of stuff to work through. But that's definitely one that would be on near the top of the list if I was looking for them.
Yeah, my Warhammer collection's now increased a bit more.
It's scary the way it does that, isn't it? It sort of happens on its own and then sort of just...
I think they just breed, basically. So I've now got 3 Griffin Riders to do.
Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
No,
three
right,
different
I
versions.
shall
of
make
it.
you full screen.
That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's number two.
Cool.
And then the number three. So
Nice.
so that's the three extras I've got coming this week.
Looking good. Keep you busy for a little while, won't it? Keep you out of trouble.
Well, I'm on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'm taking them with me.
Definitely right. You'll get it done in that easy, won't you?
Well, it depends. If I end up doing it like I'm doing this one, it's going to probably take me a lot longer.
Well, yeah, but yeah. And I'm being told to control my chat. I can't control the chat. I you know, if people put messages like that up, I've got no control over it whatsoever. I can't do anything about it. I apologise, but you know, it's just the way it goes. You can always not read it, but you know, it's there. Some people enjoy it. It's not my fault.
So how have you been this week?
Yeah, I've been alright. I wasn't feeling great yesterday, but I feel much better this evening. So,
Yeah.
you know, some days you're up, some days you're down, but you know, you just got to keep
Right,
going. Haven't you?
We may get a little visit at some point later.
That's
My
fair
little
enough.
my little 2-year-old's now running around at the moment.
That's always good. That's why you've got all your things hanging from the ceiling. They can't reach them.
Yeah. Safety. So,
Osric's come along. Hello, peeps. Hi, Osric. Welcome.
Oh. Boring.
Right. What I shall do while we're here, I might as well go and do the gallery type thing, the show off the gross group. So I shall share my screen. We'll get that out of the way. It's nice and getting things done. I shall share my screen, so it pushes us over to the side over there. And the first picture up is not my fault. It's one that Steve's put up. So yeah, I can't, Stewpot says to complete a new house. Legion says received delivery of 15 of the Hobby Zone modules. Won't be putting them together for a while. That'll keep you busy for a little while. They're great modules, the Hobby Zone ones, but yeah, you'll have fun trying to build those. Steve has sent me a picture. He says he knows he's sorry, but when he saw it, he had to. So yeah, Gemma doesn't actually have a proper computer with her, so she's probably okay with that. She'd notice if it was one of those in her iPad. So yeah. So I'm moving swiftly on. The other Steve put a picture up of the Saturday Night Crash that he's part of, the live hangout that he does with, I get it right, Carl and Jason. I want to say Jason, but it might not be. James. I was right. It says in the writing there. I should have just read it. Yes, James, Carl, and Steve have a fortnightly hangout, which was last Saturday. So they won't be on this week, but the week after they'll be back again. Post up again next week, so I can get it next week, Steve or Carl or James, because there's no point showing it now because it's already happened. But yeah, come along and join that one. Eric has put up a little something he's working on over the weekend. Model Master acrylic flat coat, then a coat of light ghost grey from Vallejo, thinned to wash, both sprayed with an airbrush, keeping this pretty basic. Maybe using AK pigments or some pan pastels, since I haven't used them for a while, and then another coat flat. I don't know the pan pastels. I'm assuming it's a pastel powdery thing that you can get to attach, but yes, it's looking nice at the moment, but it will look better when it's weathered, properly weathered and looking lovely. I think it's other picture of that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's got some definite potential. It's looking good. I'll take it this is a decal rather than you doing very neat, nice writing with a paintbrush. Right, Adam. There's current work in progress. All the ones he's going to start soon, before doing the Judge Dredd models. The dice are interesting. I saw these when he was doing the yellow one, but they're quite interesting. Didn't know there was a series of them. I've only seen the D4. I assume that's a D8 by the looks of it. And obviously the traditional D6 over there as well. And a metal one, as well as a plastic one. And some... is that from Resident Evil or something? Or I can't remember. But yeah, it's all the current works in progress. Oh, there we go. You can talk about that one.
Yeah, it's the body of the Heldrake that's having fun sticking it together, and then suddenly realise I had to take it apart to put something else onto it. But yeah, it's using Tamiya clears to get the pipes and the hydraulic lines and everything like that.
Oh, right, yep.
Off
I can't place where that bit's going to go. Is that the neck or something? Or
that's the neck.
that is the neck, yeah. Cool. See, armory wingy type things.
Yeah, the first set of like 6 set of wings will go on it.
I like the colour. The purple's nice and rich and sort of royal.
Yeah, it's one I picked up the other day. It's Drusilla Violet. And underneath it that's a wash, or shade, I should say. Drusilla Violet. And then it's on top of that, well, below, beneath that, I should say, is the Grey Knight Steel.
Oh, right, yep, yeah, I like that one.
And then that's the other one that I've completed finally.
This is like the ones that you were just showing, but different and finished.
Yeah, that's this Lord Skeleton on Dracon from the Age of Sigma.
Nice.
So
this one's mine, obviously. This is what I've been doing on Sundays. The Warhamster Sunday. Gradually painting up the 4 of these planes. Part of the Aeronautica Imperialis board game, apparently, but not that I'm using it for the board game. But yeah, last week I painted these flames on, which came out quite well. And did the black and the white ready to put the checkerboard decals over the top, the white on the black and the black on the white. So we'll see how that works on Sunday.
You didn't get into trouble for painting the red one then?
Yeah, the red one, apparently I should have just left plain red and boring and not allowed to do any weathering on it or anything like that. So I'll be doing minimal weathering on that one. But you've got to do some. If you don't do any, it just doesn't look right. It shouldn't be new. It's an orc plane. It shouldn't be a new one. So I will be doing something with it, but not very much. I think I might do 4 different variations of weathering. I might do the red one only very light.
Bit of green
one of them really knackered and weathered and heavy, and a couple in between. We'll see. Eric's been doing more trains. It's good to see Citadel paints being used on something that's not Citadel related. I tend to use Citadel paints obviously for the Citadel stuff. I don't like using other paints for it, but obviously you can use any paints for anything. It doesn't matter, but they come out really good. Right, Steve. Cynical Steve here, and it's been in the chat, so he can talk about it in the chat. But I think he's put up lots of pictures of his sort of couple of ships that he's built, obviously from everything. So I'll just go through all of those and work my way through them. But if anyone spots anything that they recognise from another kit or something, or not necessarily from a kit, it might be from a bathroom or from your kitchen drawer, that you might think, oh, hang about, that looks like a spatula that I've got, then it probably is. Steve might have nicked it from you and put it in part of his kit. I mean, these are probably shampoo bottles with something like a test tube type something shoved into them, or I don't remember. From it's very different seeing them in the naked plastic to seeing them even on primer or painted up. It changes them so completely because you can't make out the individual bits anymore.
Yeah, it's fun doing scratch builds.
So yeah, I mean that's definitely from a Falcon kit that's been, I would say butchered, but butchered doesn't quite give it justice. It's been modified, heavily modified, and bits cut off and attached in different places. But yeah. It's almost like some of the sort of concept art for variants of Falcon. or the YT1300. It's not just the Falcon, not the Falcon. Cynical Steve is in the chat. He says pretty much all just kit parts for a change, apart from an old toy tank and some mint containers. So yeah, all kit apart from when I used this other PB bits, an old tank and some mint containers and a washing up liquid bottle and a yogurt pot. But apart from that, it's all kits. So yeah, it obviously lends itself very much to the Star Wars used universe, they call it. I think the sort of dirtied and weathered, and Star Trek's all new and shiny, or at least used to be. The more modern stuff's a bit more gritty, isn't it? But Star Wars was always a bit battered. It was the one that was like 3 different planes and a Jedi Starfighter or something, I think.
Made out of Messerschmitt BF-109s and.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it had extra bits and then extra wings and then other wings added to it for some more wings because it didn't have enough wings, so he added some more. Right, Phil, more trains. We're doing a lot of trains this week. I don't know why. Is it train time of year? But that's looking good. Obviously an old sort of coal hauler type thing. Or is that just the coal for the engine? I have no idea. Won't go very far. That track's not very long.
It's on a short haul.
Looking good. Very, very short haul, yeah. It can go backwards about 3 foot and then forwards about 3 foot, and that's about it. David has been doing Metal Earth. I've got the Metal Earth. I'm halfway through, or a third of the way through, doing a Bumblebee, I think it was. I was doing from Transformers. But just sort of stopped doing it and drifted away. But I will get back to that at some point. I think I've done that one. I think it might be one that I've done.
Yeah, that's his
one
first
very similar.
Yeah, he's done a really good job on that one.
Yeah, I mean, mine definitely wasn't quite as flat. It had more fingerprints and bends to the flat bits.
Yeah, that's his first ever attempt at Metal Earth, that was. So he's done really good on it.
Yeah. Phil's going back to finish this little monster, a Polish kit of a French tankette used by the Germans. Tiny tracks for a killer. That looked like that was fun doing the tracks on that. Yeah, that's yeah, I wouldn't want it to do that. Shane says it's called a coal tender. It's on the steam train. Yeah, it wasn't for hauling coal. That was the coal that they actually used to power the train to haul everything else. We're back to Ross. Look, it's got his throat on it now.
Yep, he's got his little minigun in his mouth.
Don't know about little. It's quite a big minigun. Yeah, you definitely see the colours coming through on that. I like that.
Yeah. He's just playing around with lots of different colours.
Is that all of it, as it were?
No, there's a lot more to go on it yet.
I'm going to say, I would expect bigger wings.
Yeah, there is. There's another 3 sets of wings to go on it yet.
Oh, right, that'd be why.
We have
I await more developments then.
2 more of them size.
Yeah.
And then 4 more of them size.
Really? Oh, God. Right. Edward's been base coating Imperial Knight and Rommel's Rod. I don't know. Oh, that must be the car at the back. The Imperial Knight, that's the big stompy robot thing from Warhammer, isn't it?
Mm.
And that's the last one. That was it. A fairly quick group this week. And carrying the water, says Shane. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know anything about, well, much. But, yeah. Candygram said that all of Steve's models are very nicely done. To which he said, thank you very much. We're all very polite around here, aren't we? Right, let me put the link back in there again. If anybody does still want to come in and join, it's still there. You can still come along and join us. Give us some fresh blood to talk to. If you haven't joined before, we're mostly harmless. So you can always come along and just, join in, show us what you're working on live and, stuff like that. If you haven't got a camera, then it's fine to just join with audio as well. It's not quite as good, but it's better than nothing. So you're always welcome to come along and just chat. Uh, I've done that. I've done that. I've done that. Oh, we could do time and telly. We haven't done that for a while. So, what time is it where you are in your current time zone, and what are you watching on the telly? For myself, it's 25 minutes past 8 in the evening. I've just started watching Smallville again. I finished the other couple of shows that I was watching, and found that Smallville was one that I'd watched the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 seasons of back in the day, but then sort of drifted away from it, and then found it was all on Amazon Prime, and thought, yeah, I really should watch that. So I've started at the beginning again. The first season I've seen several times, so I sort of know what I'm doing. I'm sort of drifting through that, but then it will get to the ones that I don't really remember, and then onto the ones that I've never seen. So I'm looking forward to catching up on that again.
Well, my time's the same as yours, but we've got some sort of cartoon program on TV at the moment.
Some sort of cartoon. We need more than that. You can't just say some sort of cartoon. We need to know the title.
I haven't got a Scooby Doo what it is. He's enjoying it anyway, and it's keeping him quiet.
Oh, that's
so.
yeah, that's the important thing. As long as he's enjoying it, that's fine. So yes, everybody in the chat, let us know your time and telly, because we need to have something to talk about. So let us know if anything else has been going on in anyone's model making lives or other things, or anything you want to talk about. Then by all means, put it in the chat, or come along and join us live on the telly. Because otherwise, we'll just sit here and look at you for a little while.
I've been sat watching
I've started playing Skyrim again on the Nintendo Switch, which is a version that I never had before, but it was on sale, so I bought it and started playing that again. As ever, I seem to be. I intend to start it off and play in a different way and do different characters and different things and everything else, but I seem to have drifted back to doing the magic and arching, because that seems to be the way I play it. So yeah.
Well, I don't actually have a PlayStation or anything like that. All I have is the old. Well, I do have a PlayStation, but it's one of the first original ones.
The original PlayStation 1 thing.
Yeah. It's one of
There's some interesting games on there, but yeah, it's not quite
Well,
as
they're still
realistic
fun
as
to
they
play.
tend to be now.
It's still quite fun to play, though. I mean, especially when you like do the Call of Duty game and you sort of like shoot them in the head and they sort of spin around like Michael Jackson.
Right, Osric says the time is now, and I'm watching you from behind that bush outside. I haven't got a bush outside, so I must be talking to you. Have you checked to make sure there's no Osrics outside? You never know, but I'm sure it'd be fine if he is. It's okay. Spur and Glue's the same time zone, and watching you. I didn't really mean what you're watching right now at the moment. It's are you watching a series of something somewhere, or what was the last film you watched, or it's just the talking point. It's not exactly a what's on your telly at the moment, because that's probably me. Yeah. Cynical Steve says it's same time as me, coming up 8:30. He's watching Hunters, a new drama on Amazon set in the 70s about Nazi hunters. Not bad so far. I know a couple of people that have watched the first episode or so, and it hasn't jumped out at me in the list of, I must watch that, but it probably will at some point. So yeah,
it's a bit slow at the start, but it's a bit more like Pulp Fiction-y sort of like action to it, where you got like the 70s throwback type TV.
Yeah.
And it's set in that sort of like theory, the way they've done it.
Cool. Chronoman, 8:26. I've been watching 80s Transformers box set. No Gundam yet, but they could show up. Yeah, the 80s Transformers were obviously the best ones. The cartoon series I remember very fondly. But yeah, no Gundams in there, but you never know. Speedy Q8's in the chat saying hi, Chris and guys. Hi, Speedy Q8. Gemma is, funnily enough, in the same time zone as me, since she's in the same house as me. So I would hope the time zones are the same. I've been watching Nothing to Declare. That's one of these going through customs things, I assume. It sounds familiar, but I've never really watched it.
Yeah.
Spid's not feeling great. Yeah, that was me yesterday. So yeah, hope you feel better soon, Spid. Shane has been watching YouTube in the same time zone, sweating up on his World War II history, Operation Barbarossa and Market Garden for a start, in prep for a diorama. Research. Interesting. I don't do research, I just make it up as I go along, but yeah. Shane is saying that Glynis watches the same thing that Gemma's been watching, the Nothing to Declare. Cynical Steve says it's very Pulp Fiction-y, but I don't know what he's talking about. So it could be, it's probably not the same TV show we've been talking about, but I don't know.
I think he's on about the way Nazi Hunter, this one.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's very similar. I mean, you got a nun with guns, and that's about one of the sort of things. But you're slowly finding out the history of each character within
All
it.
right, that's interesting, yeah. Corona Man volunteers Chris to give you a kiss better. I think he's talking to Speed. I don't do kiss better. I'll give him a hug, but that's as far as I go. Sprue and Blue's been watching Arachnophobia and still in the same time zone. Have you really? Or are you just using that as an excuse to put more pictures of spiders up? Yeah.
Probably do.
Yeah. Same time zone. Watching the Pacific miniseries to start at 9 on Puck. I don't know what channel that is. Is that what Pacific miniseries? You have to tell me more about the Pacific miniseries.
Yeah, it's a World War II series.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's done the same lines as Band of Brothers.
Right, that's one I haven't watched either.
Yeah, it's quite a good series actually.
Cool.
Very graphic.
Now Spid may have run off before Chris meets for a comment. No, he can't run. He's not well. He says, "Sorry, Chris. It's a bit weather meets tired meets a bit of cold. So hopefully we'll move soon. And he'll accept the hugs from any kind applicants. I'm all about hugs. Yeah, everyone should like hugs. Hugs are great." He didn't mean Puck. He meant Pick. I still don't know that channel. But everyone's wishing Spid getting better soon, which we're all doing, obviously. Good. And he's well enough to thank you. He's obviously not well enough to come on camera. We don't want viruses and stuff.
You don't want you lurgies. He might have corona.
Yeah, internet viruses are never a good thing to spread across. So no, we'll keep well away from him for that. But the link is still there. I'll put it back in again for anybody else. Or indeed,
That's what it basically looked like before the shading goes on.
Oh, let me hang about. Let me put you on there. Right. What is that?
That's his leg.
That? That's a leg. Right. Okay. I should have guessed that from the claw things, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It struck me as being something completely separate, like some sort of telescope. But
yeah, but that's what it looks like before it gets the purple shading or the violet shading.
Nice.
So it takes about 4 or 5 coats of the purple violet to actually get it to the colour that I want it on that one. Well, I'm just trying to do different shades a bit further over on it. So it just sort of blends over.
Jamie's asking, are you sure it's not the coronavirus, Spid? I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be, because Spid's like in the middle of nowhere. Don't you need someone to catch it off of, and Spid doesn't talk to people for months on end because he's in the middle of nowhere, so he's probably the safest person around. Kenneth says, put the camera back on you, Chris. You're looking awesome today. I am. Thank you, Kenneth. Spid is questionably fit for radio, but not video. Don't want to share people away. Or it probably scare people away, but we knew what you meant. You're allowed to have typos if you're not feeling well, because, you know. Spid says, definitely not Corona. I don't drink pop. It's also alcohol, isn't it?
Yes. Very weak one.
Sprue and Glue says, someone join poor Chris and Gopher. You can. You're allowed. You know the buttons. Anyone can join, or not, you know. Corner Man says, if you go on cam, we could run Spybot on you and then that immunisation thingy. I don't know what any of those words mean. There's stuff and things, but I don't know.
Antivirus program on internet.
Spid says it's more likely mad cow given the local population. Yeah, that's probably. Shane loves research as much as the building. Got loads of German armour kits from E-Models last week, so busy building tanks, etc. E-Models were brilliant as ever. They are indeed, yes. I keep meaning to go and organise my next build for them, but I just haven't found anything that jumps out at me yet as being something I want to build for them. So I'm keeping an eye out, and when something comes along, I'll have a good look. When I've got the Baneblade done, I'll be in proper looking for next build for remodels mode, but I'm not there quite yet.
I think you should do a Jar Jar Binks build.
I don't think they do one.
Send it to
I
Foxy.
mean, the last thing I did for him was the foot, which was suitably wacky and completely out of scale to anything I've done previously, but it was fun, and it didn't get as much love as I hoped it would, basically. So, you know, I did consider doing another one of those sort of things, but as I say, it didn't, you know, it didn't take off the way I thought it might. But Kenneth's asking you, are all those boxes real or just empty boxes used to stash shame poor people?
No, they are all real, and they're all full.
real things, and they're full of stuff.
Yeah, that's only about a quarter of my collection.
We can see some more over your other shoulder as well behind a curtain, but
Yeah, that's
only a
another
little bit.
floor to ceiling, and then there's a load more down in this corner here. So
Yeah.
it's quite a bit, and about 20 of them started that I will get round to finishing, including the Hercules. You can just basically see the AC 130 up the corner there.
All right.
There's
Yeah.
also a 135 Chinook, a 132nd Tornado up there. So
Smith says they're not kit boxes. It's a cleverly positioned half-scale stash diorama kit in itself. So it's closer than you think it really is, and it's no.
yeah,
Gemma says
No,
she could
no.
probably join on camera, but she's busy with Katie. We'll get you on one week. Don't worry. We'll set it up and get you arranged so you can come and join us.
no, I only ever promised the wife I'd only ever keep 10 kits in the house at any one time. They break. That's all.
Kenneth says, do you think you'll live long enough to build half of them?
Yeah,
About that,
Basically.
yeah. See, I mean, my stash of kits stands at about 25 or 30.
Yeah.
And it's been standing at about 25 or 30 for the last couple of years. I seem to pick up kits at the same rate that I build them and don't actually get to the backlog. So it's tricky. I don't know. Yeah.
I think at the last count I had just over 500.
And how long does it take to build a kit?
I can generally build a 172nd Harrier in 11 hours, start to finish.
Yeah, but that's 11 hours. Is that 11 hours as in you'll sit down for 11 hours and do it? Or is it 11 hours and that's a week? Or is that...
No, that's in a day. I'll just sit and do it.
You just do that for a day and you're done?
I mean, I've recently had a month off from work. I decided to have a month over Christmas and New Year due to personal mental health issues and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And I think in the process of that, I built about 19 kits.
So, yeah. So for the 500 crits, in theory, you could build in 2 years.
Yeah, basically. I mean, most of them were actually hanging up on my son's bedroom ceiling. There's 100 and some odd kits hanging up there.
Really?
Yeah. I'll put some pictures up on the group one day of his bedroom ceiling.
Yeah. Kenneth says, how do the boxes on the bottom not get damaged?
Well, they're all strategically placed, and then the bigger boxes hit the bottom to the stronger ones, and then the weaker boxes go on the top.
And of course, they're all plastic kits, so they're not exactly heavy.
Yeah,
So even a big pile of them still doesn't weigh very much. So
Yeah. But yeah, it's well, I don't know if I can actually move the camera enough so you can actually see the. There we go. That's a few more there
just a few, yeah.
in the corner, and they go all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, so that's scary. I
And then
wouldn't
there's
be happy with that many.
that all the way to the ceiling. There's all the way down to the floor there.
Are they organised in any particular way or order? Have you got like, this is all the armour and this is planes?
naval. Aircraft and naval are all over this side. There is the odd naval one up that side because they won't fit onto the shelf that side. Helicopters and armour and then Warhammer right down the bottom, and other figures and that lot are on this side.
So when you finish a kit and go to get a new kit, do you think I want to build a plane? I'll go over at that shelf, or do you just randomly turn around and grab one, or
Just randomly turn around and grab one.
you haven't got a, I want to do this one next, or
No, I don't. Whatever takes my fancy when I look at what's there. So I just don't generally pick them, and I'd almost run out of helicopters, so I went out and bought 6 more. So it's one of the things I do. I mean, I enjoy what I build. I don't build anything for any specific reason. I just get
that's
kits
what you
in that
fancy
I
at the time, so
enjoy
that's
doing.
what you fancy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a Mercedes-Benz Actros truck and trailer that I've got sitting here it actually belongs to the wife.
What's the kit that you've had for the longest?
So far,
What's the oldest one in your stash?
it'd probably be the Frog Harrier.
And how long's that been in your stash for?
About 12 months.
All right, so you're working through them quite,
Yeah.
It's
I
not
think
that
I
you've
did
got kits that have been sitting there for 20 years or anything, or
No. I mean, I've only been back in the hobby for 3.5 years.
yeah, but you haven't got a 3-year-old kit sitting there that.
No, there's nothing that old. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably the longest one that's actually been sat here is the Frog kit. I paid a grand total of £4 for.
Spid says, blimey, I look at some of my pile of kits and think, have I got too many? Clearly, I don't have enough.
No, you can never have enough plastic. It's quite simple.
Especially with, things like the coronavirus and stuff. You never know, you might get stuck in your house for 6 months, in which case you need to have enough kits to keep you busy while you're doing that.
And with the snow we're getting up here at the moment, I've got to give something to do. So
I'm just trying to read boxes and things now, but I can't. I can see M4, but some sort of tank, but I can't tell you any more than that.
which one are you looking at?
What's the yellow one?
This one.
No, up a bit. Up half a dozen boxes from that. Yeah.
That's the Opel Blitz radio truck.
Okay. It just stood out because it was a bright colour.
Yeah, compared to the other ones, yeah. That's a Italieri kit, one of the older ones.
So in your pile, they're not actually in any particular format or order. It's just what fits where and stuff.
Basically, yeah.
And so you've got small ones over on the left, but they're not.
They're figures and other small bits of armour. Generally 148, 135, and a few more 135 down there, and 148, and even a pirate. There's some of them actually belong to the wife as well, who she's just chirped up behind me. As you can just see there in the background.
Hello. I see they caged you in as well. I noticed the barrier
no,
stops
that's
getting out.
a barrier for stopping.
I thought it was to stop you. I thought
No,
it was
it's to
to
stop
you
that
from
one from
getting
getting
out.
him.
Hello.
Yes. He decided he didn't want to
Right.
sleep.
Steve says, I reckon I have around 15 actual kits untouched in a box, but I have 20 large storage crates full of kit parts, toys, and random stuff that might be useful, all of which live in the box room, and 4 of those crates, D'Agostini Falcon, still unopened. Get on the Falcon. You'll like it. You'll enjoy it. You'll build it, and then you can figure out you've got 4 crates of stuff you can fill up with other sprues.
Yeah, good idea. I mean, I've got a big box of spare parts that I randomly dip into to have fun with stuff if I want to. But yeah, other than that, my bench is fairly busy with all different stuff. So it's all fun and games. I mean,
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, different people have different ways of doing things, don't they? I mean, personally, I don't. I say I've got 25 or 30 kits in the stash, but it's not a case of I have to buy that one now to put it in the stash.
Yeah.
It's just that
Well,
it's built up over a few years, you know.
that's one the wife
That's
built.
quite nice. sort of historical.
Yeah, she likes her Indians and that. So that's one of hers that she's done. Picking up a random piece of stone and gluing it to it.
We've got the other two that come out of work with us.
Yeah. She's got 2 more that she's actually been working on. You might even get her to show you them in a minute.
You never know. Always welcome. Spid says it's a safety barrier for your child. Right. Just out of curiosity, are you sure it's not locked from the other side? Yeah, that's what
No,
I
it's
think. I
supposed to
think they
keep
lock him
him
in there to keep him out of trouble.
from playing in here because he's already tried to demolish HMS Ark Royal.
Shane says he loves that. And Colin's about First to 67's workshop. Hi, good evening.
That one I finished.
This is one the wife's just finished.
Oh, right.
I'll
Hang
be
on. Let me
driftwood.
put you back up there again. Oh, that's
One I'm
nice as well.
working
That's, yeah, real world stuff.
Yeah.
The one I'm working on at the moment, Indian spawn over, because he's being held on by blue tack at the moment.
And that's another one she's
Working on.
working on.
All right,
He's-
nice, yeah.
He's falling over a bit at the moment because he's only blue tacked down until she's finished working on him. There we go.
I was
Nice.
building the base, so he's blue tack down.
So
to build the
just
base.
bits of driftwood and other stuff that she puts together.
Yeah, I mean, it adds to the sort of diorama effect of it, just like...
Yeah. Well, I suppose when you got like the effects of the wood like that.
Yeah.
So sort of like gives it a good effect. There you go.
Nice.
You can have your twigs
Um,
back.
someone did say something. I saw something a minute ago. Let me find it. Steve says if I had room to put them somewhere, I'd get a table big enough he would. This year, he swears. Yeah, honest. Shane is asking what my oldest kit is. I've got... The first kit that I built was just when the D'Agostini Falcon came out. Because I saw that and thought that would be a good part work to do. And then thought, I know very little about building kits. It's been years since I've done anything with them. So I picked up the Viper, the Battlestar Galactica Viper, and then had to figure out how to build it and paint it. So I found Fox on YouTube, who'd done a Viper, and that was the start of that. So that was the oldest kit that I built. The oldest kit that I've got sitting in the stash that I haven't built, I've got a few of the Star Wars Bandai kits that I picked up a couple of years ago. That I just haven't got around to doing, and because I sort of drifted into making the YouTube videos and the 144 stuff, being that they're different, they're like 172nd and 148th, I just haven't gone back and rebuilt them. So they're probably the oldest kits sitting in the stash at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, everybody, what's your oldest kit in your stash, and how long have you had it for, and when do you think you might be building it? So yeah, that would be something for you to put in the chat. Spid says to Steve, you need one of those things ILM uses. What are they called now? Oh yeah, warehouse. You need a warehouse with a big table in it so you can build the Falcon. Yeah. Chronoman says, I've now got the paper for printing my own decals. That's interesting. Now thinking I can get an airplane kit and make it look like Starscream, if I can work out what kind of plane Starscream was. I think someone will tell you. It's one of the F things, isn't it? It's one of them fighter jet things. Colin's your man for printing decals and stuff. He's done loads of those really nicely. And he's in the chat now, so you can all...
Yeah, I might
Link
have to
up with him
contact Colin myself, so I need some decals printing up for my Droop Snoot 132.
Yeah, I'll say give everyone a shout out. That's it. Very nice, Mrs. Gopher, says Shane. Oh, there we go. Cynical Steve says, it depends on what era of Transformers you watch. It's been many different ones. Have they changed things around? I know Megatron,
The newest one,
the kit was a gun, but in the thing it was never, it was all different and strange and stuff, but...
yeah, at the moment he's an F-35, I think he is at the moment,
Oh,
or
right,
an
yeah.
F-15.
What is that in the current sort of film series?
Yeah, current form.
All right. Spid says they're very cool. Does she do mainly figures or a bit of everything like you?
No, she's done a diorama of a German field hospital base in 135th, and that's
German field camp.
German field camp, I've just been informed. And that's all 1/35th scale. So it's about 2.5 foot by 3 foot long.
That's, yeah, fairly impressive.
Yeah, she doesn't go into small things. And she mainly likes she does all sorts of other hobbies. She changes like the wind, really, the different stuff. But I think she just sort of gave up on telling me off for having too many kits and decided to join in the end.
All right, yep.
So that was her thing.
Steve says an F-15 in his youth. F-15 sounds familiar to me, but I don't know. Steve says, I remember my Transformer geek friend telling me it was an F something, 15 or 16, I think.
He was an F-15
Possibly a
for a
15,
while,
'cause-
wasn't he? I've got one here somewhere. He's now. If I remember,
Yeah, what's he both that you've already broken?
no, I didn't break it. The kids did. Oh, there he is. That's
Steve
After
says he's a
Dragon
raptor in the
Stark
last
story.
film. I don't know what that is.
yeah, he's F-22 Raptor. But I think he was. All the parts I've got to glue back together with the wife's pirate ship that the kids demolished. That's the F-15,
All right, okay.
and I think he's now sort of loosely based around that.
35A.
And
Quenoman says he's after the 80s Starscream, and Steve says it was definitely an F-15.
that's
Then.
the F-15.
There we go, sorted. It's good. So it's good for her joining in. There's too many stories of partners grumbling. If she's in the Gross group and Boom Hut too, if not, why not get pimping Chris?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it'd be good to see the pictures of them in there.
I'm already on the group.
What, on the Boom Hut?
I'm sure
Yeah.
I am.
You might actually already be in.
David invited me to that group.
There you go. Right, we've got some entries into the oldest kit in the stash. We have Shane says the oldest built kit is the Italeri Iveco 190 Turbo Star, built in 1988. Oldest stash kit is the Revell HMS Beagle, bought 5 years ago. 5 years is our current leader then. Candygram from Mongo has a box band on 148th World War II Schwimmwagen. I don't know what that is.
Swimwagon.
Type K2S from 1972. The screws are still in the bags. I think this is my oldest kit. That's definitely the oldest kit. That's a kit that's the same age as me, but probably in much better condition. So, that's it. Spid's asking if it's a Velociraptor. And F-22, apparently. I don't know.
That's
Stuff.
the latest one, I think, F-22.
All right, yep. Is it meant to change, or is it just that they get confused?
No, they
or...
can change whenever they want, really. They just rescan themselves into something else.
Oh, because now they can sort of scan things and just change on the fly, can't they? Yeah. Yeah. Not sure about that. I think I preferred the old, that's what you fix with sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Tell me about your, not you, but everybody in the chat. Tell me about your oldest kit and your oldest stash kit. What have you got? Quanoman says the F-15 is definitely the right one. The masterpiece toy that he's got has the opening nose cone thingy, like that kit that you showed.
Yeah.
Steve says they just update things for fun. And Kendigram's impressed that the Shroomwagon was created at the same time that Chris was. Might not be exactly the same time. I don't know how long it takes to build a kit, but I don't, you'll have to build it so we can, compare it.
If he's after the F-15, I might actually part with this one if he wants it.
I think he's. It was the 15 that he wants, wasn't it? He's got the masterpiece toy.
Well, if he pops me a PM, I'll work something out with him, and I'm
There
quite
we go,
willing to
Grano,
make
if you
that
want one, let him know.
He's more than welcome to PM me. And
But then you'll
What's
have
that?
less in your stash. What will you do?
Yeah, just give you more pennies to buy more things.
You'll only have 499 kits.
No, so I've got another 3 coming.
Yeah, I might have guessed that might have happened.
Yeah, they sort of breed. One goes, and then 6 others sort of like turn up.
Yeah, don't keep them in the dark. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
Spid
that's
says
probably
the
one of
oldest
my-
kit in the stash was possibly the Little Nelly James Bond auto gyro built. That was in the 60s, just after the movie, so that's older than me. But you built it now, so it doesn't count. What's the oldest one you've got not built?
that one I think is probably
That's right, on Drop Snoot.
Drip Snoot.
P38J.
yeah.
It looks like an old art box. What
Yeah,
scale is
it
that? 20 second or 30
130
seconds?
seconds.
30
That's
seconds.
130 seconds. And I've got his little friend, the other one, which is a sort of same age area, but might be just a bit older.
All right. Is that 38? Was that the other one not 38J? What was that?
Yeah, they're both 38s. One's a bomber version, that's a fighter version.
Oh, right. I was going to say one was in the air and one was on the ground. I can tell you that difference between them. But
But you can tell how old it is. It costs $15.99 for a 132nd scale kit.
yeah. But then $15.99 was worth more.
Yeah. But I mean, both of them I need new decals for, and then I'm trying to hunt them down. So
All right. Is that tricky?
if anybody can print me off for me, I'll be appreciated.
Speed currently doesn't know. Probably the FX 24th FW19088. I don't know any of that. FX tells me that it's a kit, but other than that, I don't know what any of those are. 24 is 24th the scale? Is that 1/24th, or is it 24th Squadron or something? Or I don't know.
No, it's a 24th scale FW190.
Candy Grounds says that's cool. It'd be a fun kit to have now. The Little Nelly one. Yeah, same as all these things. There comes a point where you don't want it in the stash anymore. You just want to build it. But
Yeah.
no, you keep it. It would be nice to keep. But yeah. Steve says it's a plane, Chris. A German World War II plane. Thanks very much.
I do have an old Bobcat kit, which is
Right, this is another type of plane,
yeah, it's a Harrier.
not an actual Bobcat.
No, it's a Harrier, but it's the maker of the company that makes them. But this one's that sort of soldier held,
Oh right, yeah.
and they are very basic kits.
What's the two girls in the corner saying that we enjoy painting stuff or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's I think it's actually a boy and a girl. But it's the sort of like 70s hairstyle.
Yeah, that's about right. Ray's in, Ray from Malta. Hi Ray, welcome.
That's the original paint kit that came with it.
Oh dear, that's yeah.
Definitely
Just
past its best.
two colours of paint and two massive brushes, or one massive brush.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, I bet the glue's no good.
No, I mean, I probably won't actually ever build this one. It's that's about as basic as it gets.
Yeah, build it. Go on. You know you want to.
But it comes it comes with stickers and decal.
They might be
You got-
all right.
But yeah, it's they're part of the humble group. But yeah, that's probably just sit there for a while yet. Before I get round to building that one. If I do.
You will. You got to build it. There's no point in having it if you're not going to build it.
I was in a group build once of a Harrier group build. And I think it lasted from 2 months. I built 13 Harriers in that.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Various scales. So
No, I think that's too many, and I don't know.
I mean, the Harriers, I don't even look at instructions to build them now. Just build them.
But do you build them all the same, or do you do different
No, they're all different variants.
variants? And yeah,
Naval, military, army and that lot, Marines from
So
American
the
ones.
building of the kit is exactly the same, but the painting is different.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Different decals.
I know, obviously, building a kit is almost a different hobby to painting a kit. Fox
Yeah.
has always said he doesn't like the building bit, but he enjoys the painting. Now, I know buying of kits is a different hobby entirely again.
Yeah, you get people
There's
that
people
go
that just do the
outside
buying of the
out.
kits and seem to never build any. There's people that enjoy the building and then do a basic paint job on it. And there's the people that just do the buying of the building and then the painting is the thing. Then they do, excellent, massive
Yeah.
paint jobs and weathering and stuff. But it's interesting the way it varies between all of them.
I mean, as I feel I've got numerous different types built. I mean, I do ships, armor, and it depends on whatever takes me fancy at the time, and I'll build it basically.
Yeah, I mean, I did start obviously just doing 144 stuff, but there's a lack of variety in that. There's thousands of planes
Yeah,
and nothing else. There's the
Yeah.
occasional, tank like the big mouse tank that I've got to finish at some point, the rat. But that's huge, even though it's his 144 scale. But yeah, there's a couple of boats, but not very many. There's no cars or bikes or anything, obviously, because they'd be that big. But
Yeah.
it's trying to find the variety of stuff. So I'm happy to build other things in other scales, just for the sake of variety. So yeah.
I mean, the largest thing I've ever built is that thing so far, which is the 148 Rockwell B1
Hmm.
that's hanging above my head.
I assume it's
I'm very-
secure. They haven't fallen down yet, so.
Yeah, it's the only one that's actually got a metal bolt into the ceiling to hold it up.
Speed says he built one Harrier for a friend, and that was one too many for me. You have much patience.
Okay.
I suppose.
They can be fiddly little things to build, but I mean, depending on what scale you build them in, I mean, and the type of kit you get. I mean, you get the Kitty Hawk kits or kinetic kits, then they do go into a hell of a lot of parts on them.
Yeah.
So it's like most kits. The more you get, like your basic ones, which are your Airfix and your Revel, they're all fairly basic kits that you just literally close your eyes and just put them together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I've got a Kinetic T Harrier to build, and that has a full photo etch. Comes with a kit. to
Oh,
build
right,
it
yeah.
into it.
Yeah, I haven't done much in the way of photo etch, but it's interesting. Steve says my oldest unbuilt kit is a Robotech factory model, 1/100 scale. It's always just too big to build. Nowhere to put it. Like a hangar thing with two robot mechs. He's had it since the late 80s. Yeah, I've done a couple of the Gundam things in 144 scale, and they're various different sizes depending on the armor suit thing. So 100 would be a third again as big. So yeah, that would be quite substantial. Candygram from Mongo is asking you which is your favourite Harrier kit.
I think the one I enjoyed the most was an old Rebel one, to be honest with you. And it's the old pre-release of the actual Harrier itself, and it's more on the lines of what they perceived it to be before they actually released it,
Oh right, yep.
flying aircraft itself. And it was made by Rebel, and it was a 1/32 one, and I changed it from being a GR1 into an AV8. So I modified it slightly.
See, I wouldn't know how to do any of that. I wouldn't know what was different or how to make it different, or yeah, I'd just follow the instructions.
Just altering the wings slightly and different paint scheme and nicking decals from other kits and fitting them on. But yeah, it turned out okay, that's hanging from my son's ceiling.
Cool. Shane found two really old 187 Helgen Concours American Ford articulated trucks. One's a car transporter, the other's a standard box trailer. The 187th is a strange scale. Is that one of the ones that like Revel do? They build it and then work out what scale it is once they've actually built the thing. They don't set out to make a 187 scale. They just sort of, we'll build it this size. Oh, we worked it out. It's 187th. Spid, more that he discovered during building that he hates building jets. just weren't his area of interest. Everyone for everything different. Yeah. Did it for a friend that loves jets. Motorbikes and cars are definitely my area.
That's the two things that don't interest me: is motorbikes and cars.
Yeah, I mean the one bike that I did, the big Tamiya one, was a joy to build, and it wasn't so much a model kit. A lot of it was sort of screws and bolted together and stuff. It was almost like a metal kit with some plastic bits, but it was really nice to build. Cars, again, I've not really done many cars. I've done the knackered old one that we did as a group build, but I haven't really built any normal cars. Just haven't appealed to me. But
Must be like trucks. I mean, I've got one in the stash, but as I said, that belongs to the wife, and she wants me to build it for her so she can paint it. So,
are you going to do it proper shiny car, or sort of weathered off-road sort of thing, or abandoned, or?
no, it's a Mercedes-Benz Actros truck and trailer.
Oh, right.
The wife's got. It's a 1/24 scale thing, a Taglieri kit, and it's hers, but she wants me to build it for her.
Of course.
But it's something that it doesn't really interest me, so it's sort of like left in the corner there, out of the way.
Yeah, you'll build it at some point. Oh, I'm just going to do this first, and I've just got to do this first.
1/35 scale Chinook. That's in the process of being built for her, but it's sort of like.
Have you seen the new Spitfire part work?
Yes, I have. I'm debating about whether or not to get it, but
I've seen it and it looks lovely, but I'm not in the market for doing it. But I think the big thing about it was the display base that's got all sounds and articulated, and it makes it look like it's flying and things.
Everything, yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Really interesting thing.
John McMahon is here. Welcome. Says 187 is HO train scale. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you very much. I know a lot of the train scales match up with similar things. I think, is it
Double
N?
O.
That's basically 144. It's like 146 or something. But yeah, again, I assume that they didn't design it and say we're going to make something in 1/87th scale. They obviously just put some tracks down and decided, and then measured it and worked out that that's the scale it actually worked out to be. Because you wouldn't deliberately go out your way and say 187, would you?
I mean, there is, I think, a 1/65th scale thing somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the standard scale. I mean, 1/12 is the perfect idea for a scale if you're using imperial measurements, because it's, an inch is a foot. It makes perfect sense. It's easier to do, easier to work out, easier to measure. Harder to measure now because we've gone, metric. But with an inch is a foot is easy and understandable. And even then you can double it, and that's where you get 148 and 144, and it's all multiples of. It's half again as small and half again as small, and it makes sense. But when you come up with a lot of these, even modern ones, a lot of the Revell Star Wars kits, they come out at really strange scales that are almost, I say made up scales, they're all made up scales, but they don't tie in with anything else that I'm aware of. It might be that it is a railway scale, but it's more likely that they've just sort of decided to make it that big, and that's what we're going to go for. I think with the original Star Wars action figures, was it 3.5 inch or 3.25 inch, or they just sort of decided to make it that size because you could hold it in your hand, and kids' hands, and it'd be that big. And that was just, he said make it that big, and they did, and didn't have an actual scale to make it. But the scale came after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I think my Falcon was the first foray into sci-fi kit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I've actually ever built anything like that. And as you know, I'll put my own twist to it by doing different colours and that to it.
Yeah. So yeah, we got 187 being HO train scale. It says 00 is a 176.2. So yeah, nobody designed it and said we're going to make something at 1 foot is actually 76.2 feet. It just happened to be that way. O gauge is 1/50th, says Shane. And no, HO and 00 run on the same gauge track. So one of them's got to be more realistic than the other. Oh, that's the one that's 87 and 176. So they're close enough I mean, that is not wildly different. When you're talking about something that small, you can get away with a lot of inconsistency. So I can understand that being the same gauge track. Yeah. Candygram is finishing the 172nd Spad S13. I don't know, from Earl. Not Turtle. Earl. From 1980-ish. I think that was originally tooled in the late 60s. A nice little kit. I don't know that one.
Some built one.
What's a Spad? Is it?
It's First World War American fighter, believe it or not.
Okay.
Biplane fighter.
Cool.
My little lad built one. He entered it into the local Keithley competition on the show.
All right. Yep.
He actually got first place for it.
Nice.
He did better than me.
Edward says he's got rewind because the air conditioning repairman came. Worst news is that my compressor is blown. That doesn't sound pleasant. We don't do air conditioning, so I don't know what that means. I know what it means, but Jamie says World War One French and American fighter.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, World War One fighter doesn't sound normal, but there weren't very many, but they were about. So yeah. What's a SPID? That's me. Oh wait, SPAD. No. Yeah, we know what a SPID is. Right. Well, it seems that nobody else is going to be joining us, so I think I'm going to wrap up a little bit early tonight because I'm still not 100%, so I'm going to have an early night. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you again another time, no doubt.
I'm going to sit here and enjoy my wine while I carry on.
Absolutely, you whine quietly to yourself. It's fine. It's always good to have. I've got a bottle of wine that I should open at some point, but it's finding the time that I know I'm not going to be out driving and stuff. So yeah, but thank you for joining me. I'll see you anon. Enjoy your wine. Good night.
Next time. Good night.
And to everybody else, thank you for watching. A shorter show than normal this week, but if nobody comes and joins in, then it doesn't last that long. So apologies for not joining in, says Spid. That's not a problem. I mean, I don't expect anybody to ever join in on these shows. It's lovely when you do, but if you don't, then you don't. I know some people are not, sort of camera shy and not set up for doing this sort of thing, but it's always there as an option if you want to come along and join next month. The last one of the month, I don't know exactly what date it is, but it will be the last Thursday of the month is the time that anyone can join in. I might throw it open one earlier in the month as well, because a lot of the gang can't seem to make these sort of time slots now. So I might have another evening with everyone at some point earlier in the month. I'll keep in touch. Let you know. I'll keep an eye on the media and everything. So the best place to keep in touch is on the website. Let me put that back up there again briefly. You can check that and go through that to find all the other social media links and things. But Facebook is my natural sort of home, as of course is YouTube. So you'll find me there. So look, everyone's saying thanks, good night, thanks. Steve's not about, he's not feeling great. No, I know you've been having another bit of a hard time again, so I say thank you all for watching. I say sorry it didn't go the full 90 minutes, but you got most of it. I shall see you again, where are we? Thursday today. Sunday I shall be back for the War Hamster at 8 PM, where I'll be doing some more of those planes, getting the decals on by the looks of it. So that'll be that. Before me, obviously Fox will be about on Sunday. It's not the crash night this Saturday, so something else might happen Saturday night, you never know. Sunday lunchtime, Colin will be around, as far as I'm aware, with his Sunday brunch at 12:30 over on Festa 67's Workshop channel. Get along and watch that. Then Fox will be about in the afternoon, and I'll be about in the evening. So that's your Sunday sorted. You don't need anything else. You just sit down, put on YouTube, and watch the three of us, or four of us, because there's two on Colin's. That'll keep you occupied for a while, keep you out of trouble. Monday night, as ever, is E-Models night, so that'll be Colin again, Fox again, Ted, who doesn't seem to do any streams on his own, but he's always welcome to come and join any of the others. And myself from Monday night. I think it's Fox's store. Fox just did his What's in Store, didn't he? So it must be Ted's turn. Yes, that sounds about right. So yeah, that'll be the What's in Store, and other things going on throughout the week until I'm back here next Thursday with hopefully some of the gang, or just me for a little while. We'll see. So good night, everybody. Let's just have a quick look through. Speed did fancy coming on and showing his new toy he got today. That's not on camera, isn't it? Good look. No, but there's always next week, Speed. Well, I don't know what. I don't know what. Don't tell us what the new toy is. Keep us in suspense for a week. But it'll get people to come back. Steve says he was going to join, but his stitches out today, so a bit pained. I hope you're feeling better, Steve. Keep yourself well, and whenever you want to come and join in, you're more than welcome. Night. Jamie's asking why you need stitches. Was it a stavity? Good night. Ted's got the buttons for what's in store. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be having the buttons or Fox will have the buttons back this week. It depends how his computer's working, so we'll see you there. Ross says good night, and that would leave me. Oh no, Jamie says night. I'll say good night as well. Look, I'll push a button to say good night. Where's my good night button? There it is. So good night all. Thanks for coming along and joining me, and we'll see you soon for more stuff at various points during the week. Thank you all, and good night.